I will be starting Caught Up by Navessa Allen. I read Lights Out earlier this year. I heard this one's a bit different, obviously because they're different characters, but since it's another Navessa Allen book, I'm gonna give it a shot. We'll see. This has been on the radar since I read Lights Out because I love the world, I love the characters and the writing style of Navessa Allen. I will be entering into Caught Up today. It is Tuesday, so I probably won't get a whole lot read at the moment because I still have assignments to do, full-time college student, so we'll see how far I get into it tonight. Tomorrow I do have class all day. I'm excited to get into it. The characters are Nico Jr. and Lauren, also goes by Lo, I think. L-O. They go by nicknames in this book, it seems like, because Junior and Lo are in quotation marks, so we'll see if they use their first name or their nicknames. I'm intrigued because I'm thinking it's like a second chance romance. She's different now than when he knew her in high school. And then Lauren starts to remember why she fell for the brooding anti-hero all those years ago. But old obstacles resurface. Junior and Lauren are forced to face their true feelings for one another and decide just how far they're willing to go for a second chance at love. So I want to know what's going to happen between these characters. Curious if there's going to be another book. I'm trying not to spoil anything. Oh, it is a trilogy, so there's going to be another one. Into Darkness trilogy, so there's going to be another one. So it is Wednesday and I've read maybe 4 pages today. I've been in class. I've had to finish editing my previous video, so you should go check that out, but I have not really had time to read Caught Up all that much today. I read it before my first class of the day and haven't had any time since. I've been really confused about my studio project, so I've been dealing with that confusion, and then I am also working on getting some inspo for my studio project. I'm currently at page 32, but I got to page 26 last night. I've read 6 pages today. I will probably get further later tonight whenever I finally can sit down after I've got everything done that I need to do today. I also need to get some precedents ready for my other class that I have. So I'm a little busy at the moment, so I haven't had really any time today to read Caught Up. I don't know how I feel about this at the moment. I was not expecting the job that Lauren has in this book. I was not expecting her job. I was very surprised how involved Junior has been into Lauren's life through her job, but she doesn't even know that. I can't believe in the very first chapter, Junior and his brothers go and kill Lauren's dad and then just let him in his car go into a body of water. And then they were just dealing with the cleanup afterwards. I can't believe that is how this book started. He literally kills her father based on his father's orders. I wonder what the grudge was or what caused them to get told to kill him. And I wonder how or if Lauren is gonna find out and if she's gonna be mad at him, because that's a crazy way to begin this book. We find out that Junior has had an interesting past with Lauren's dad. I'm very interested to see where this goes. I'll read more tonight whenever I'm finally about to go to bed, but it's 8:30 at the moment, so I'll probably get to read it in about 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. It's now 11:17 and I still have not read any. I've completed a sketch that is based or inspired by my Canva inspo page that I put together, because I went on to Pinterest and found buildings that are in the realm of what I have in mind for taking inspo from for this project. I'll hop into the shower now and then probably hop into bed and read for 30 minutes maybe. We'll see if I'm drawn into the book, because depending on how good the book is depends on how much I'm reading into the night. I do get to sleep in a bit tomorrow because my first class, I already submitted my exercise that we have to submit. My college this year is really focused on attendance. So every single class is making attendance mandatory and making it a grade. I don't know why they changed on all of us, but they have. Even with the college changing the attendance, our professor has made it where if you submit the exercise that's due on Thursday, before class period, you don't have to come in because that is your attendance. I submitted the exercise on class on Tuesday, so I don't have to go in tomorrow morning. I do have my second class of the day right after that class, so I'll still get up, get ready, possibly read some pages before I have to go to my other class, but that's what I have going on tomorrow. I'm still on page 32, so we'll see how many pages I read tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. So I haven't read really anything today. What a shocker, right? On a Thursday. I've had class at 11 o'clock today, and I have been working non-stop basically since then. I did a little Dunkin' run with my roommate, and then also went to TJ Maxx, but she needed to go find a dress for a wedding this weekend. So we went and did that. So we hung out. I dropped her off at her class. I came back and I was working literally non-stop, and it's almost 12 o'clock at night. I have an assignment due tomorrow at midnight that I wanted to get done before I had studio. I don't like to wait till the last minute to be doing assignments. So I have that already submitted. If I need to resubmit it tomorrow after I figure out how other people are doing it, that's out of the way. That's one stressor off my plate. I've been working on studio, so I have something to show her tomorrow. I was doing that literally all day today for hours on end, and I think I just finished. I started throwing the clips for this video into my editing software to get a head start on that, so I'm not really far behind. I'm already getting on track with the video, but architecture is not for the weak. It definitely tests you. I'm on my last year, so yay, I'm graduating soon. And this entire year is my thesis year. So I have this one project that we have to do for the first like 6 weeks or so. And then we're getting put onto our thesis project where we have free reign of what we want to design, where to design. So yay, back to this. I have not read a single page today. I will probably read a few pages once I get into bed. I feel like that's the only time I read, but that's the only time I got because I have to be working through the day or I get absolutely nothing done. And I like to read during the night, so I don't feel like I'm taking away from daylight. It's only week 2 and I'm already getting a little stressed. Yay. I did get to page 67 last night, and Junior went to church for the first time in years just to be able to see Lauren, to see if she's coping well after he killed her father. Yeah, he killed her father, so he wanted to make sure that she's okay, but she seemed perfectly fine. I didn't understand why that was going on until we saw from her point of view. Junior and his brother cornered Lauren, so Junior and Lauren had one-on-one time to have a little bit of a conversation about not seeing each other for so many years. Lauren's not a shy little girl like she was back in high school, so that was cool to see how she stood up for herself. After Lauren ran into Junior, she went back home to tell her roommates about her run-in with Junior. So we got to hear the story of what happened between the two of them, why she doesn't like him, and why she doesn't trust him from high school. And even when I was hearing the story from her point of view, I felt like there's something he definitely chose not to tell everybody what was going on between the two of them when they were younger because of his father and her father. I had a sneaky suspicion that something wasn't right. I had a feeling, I just needed confirmation. And a little bit later in Junior's point of view, he was talking to his brother. We finally got clarification that he did keep his mouth shut about their relationship because of who their parents are. I felt so validated whenever we heard from his point of view that he did keep the secret of their relationship from everybody. I like the relationship that Lauren has with her roommates. It's funny to see they pick fun at one another, and I love Lauren's dog. Lauren's dog is so hilarious. Within the first 60 pages, there's a hilarious scene with the dog. I do really like seeing the relationship between Junior and Alec. Alec is the second oldest, and it seems like he's the closest with Junior. When they were saying hello at the church, they were picking fun at one another, and that was just a cute moment between the two of them. So far, I'm enjoying the book. I'm gonna hop into the shower and then I'll read a couple more pages of this book and I'll keep you updated what my thoughts are, obviously. So it's Friday, and last night I got to page 97 in this book. So I made some progress last night. I haven't read any today. I feel like every weekday that is what's gonna end up happening. I got a lot of stuff I gotta do during the day, and the only time I have available to read is at night. I had my studio class this afternoon. I have 4 hours in studio. Then I came back and went on a little jog with Willow because I feel like I need to get back in the groove of going for runs and working out. After I worked out, I hopped in the shower just to get it done and over with for the rest of the day because there ain't gonna be nowhere I go after. It is 9 o'clock at this point now. Now I think I'm gonna hop into bed and make a bit of a dent and caught up. Last night, the chapters I did read, oh my god, I was stunned. Girl, I was not expecting the location of where they were at. That was a bit of a shocker to me. I didn't know what to do. I just kept reading to get out of that scene. I was a little uncomfortable, but I'm glad to see Junior did not embarrass Lauren in her place. I'm at the point where Lauren told Junior to grovel for her. That's where I stopped last night. It was about 2 a.m. I could not stop whenever they were watching. I couldn't stop because I just needed to get through the hurdle and I needed to get past that scene because I didn't want to stop and then pick a book up just randomly in the middle of the scene. I had to continue till the scene was over. And once they were done over, that happened and I was a little stunned. I didn't want to put the book down, but I kind of had to go to bed because I did have to wake up the next morning for classes. I'm curious as to what's going to be happening next. As soon as Junior showed up in front of Lauren, he automatically apologized for him lying to everybody when they were in high school. And I appreciate that even though it's 10 years late. He did explain to Lauren why he did what he did. Lauren was stunned. She didn't know what to think. She couldn't possibly understand why up until he apologized and explained it to her. He should have explained it to her prior to this when they were in high school, because this is so many years later. Like, that's crazy that he waited 10 years to tell her. But he apologized for it and explained. I will give him that. You'll see how Lauren responds to him groveling. He got on his knees. He's gonna grovel for Lauren. He's been thinking of this woman since high school and he's literally obsessed. I don't know what else to tell you. He's obsessed and he wants her. He can't even stand the sight of her talking to another man at that place. He butted in. He was like, nope, I'm talking to her now, not you. He didn't literally say, get out of my seat, but he just said, you're in my seat, move. I feel like he's gonna do literally anything for Lauren, and I'm excited to see what happens in the next 200 or so pages. So it is Saturday morning. It is 11:30. I've been up for a while. Took my dog out, did my hair, got something small to eat. So last night I was sitting down to read to officially get into caught up. And then my boyfriend FaceTimes me. So I talked to him for probably an hour, hour and a half. And then it hit like 12 o'clock and I was like, oh, I'm going to bed. I even double checked how long me and my boyfriend FaceTimed. It was almost 2 hours. It was like an hour and 40 minutes. So me and him were chatting because he's living in my hometown, which is like 3.5, 4 hours away from where I go to college. So we FaceTime almost every single night, unless he's out doing something and hanging with the guys. He doesn't FaceTime me, but normally we talk. We FaceTime every single day. We Snapchat throughout the entire day. I read 9 pages after me and my boyfriend hung up last night. So I didn't get very far. I just got through him groveling to Lauren. It led to one thing or another. It was just funny that her friends came to make sure she was okay, which those are some good friends. It introduced the situation where the rent is gonna be bumped up significantly from where it's at currently, and they're not gonna be able to have the money to fund that. I have a feeling Junior might get involved in that at some point, where he saves the place in some form or fashion, whether it's threatening the building owner or whatnot, because Lauren loves that place. But only time will tell once I finally get through this book, because I only got to 107. I'm thinking of going into town, maybe to get something to eat, more than what I already had this morning. Do some errands. I know I just went to TJ Maxx, but It was a really quick trip in between my roommate's classes. So I might go there. I'm thinking maybe go to Seven Brew. Seven Brew is a new place in town. And I'm a little scared, but I've been craving like a coffee-ish kind of flavor. Not so much coffee, but like a sweet kind of situation. Normally from Starbucks, I get like a vanilla frappuccino, but I've just been craving something like that. So I'm a little scared, but also I want to try it because I think there's also one going into my hometown real soon. So it would be nice to see if it's cheaper than Starbucks and if it's better. So I kind of want to give that a try. So we're gonna go into town.
Drinking all this coffee. These last few weeks have been exhausting. I'm lost in my imagination.
So I just got back from shopping and I went to Seven Brew on the way home. Never had it, so I'm gonna give it a shot. I got a white chocolate mocha chiller with cold foam on top and chocolate drizzle. So we're gonna give it a try. I'm a little nervous. Let's see what I think. That's kind of good. Normally I don't like a whole lot of coffee. Not bad. It is very coffee forward compared to what I normally get from like Starbucks. Like, I'll finish this. This is really good. I'm impressed. If I want coffee again, I'll be going to Seven Brew. Like, this is good. Dang. I can't believe I waited till I got home to try this with y'all. Oh. Dang. I'm gonna go put this in the fridge while I eat, but I'll show you a haul of what I got after I eat. So, oh my god, this is gonna disappear real quick. First stop I was at today was Hobby Lobby, and oh boy, did I find some good deals. First up is some new sketchbooks for studio because I have this bigger sketchbook and I do not like it. Typically, I enjoy little sketchbooks. I've had them for the past 2 or 3 years and they're my favorite because they're so portable. They're just the size of a normal book and the perfect size for how big I sketch. So they had a 2 in a pack and it was also like a 40% off deal on all sketchbooks under the Master's Touch. I wasn't gonna buy another sketchbook. I was just gonna deal with what I got, but I find these more practical for me, so I just ended up getting them because they're so great. I think I'm gonna continue with the big one for my 6-week project that is in studio for right now. And then after, for my architecture thesis, I will jump to one of these. Next, I got black cardstock. Pretty simple of a purchase. So I was running out of it and it's the smaller portion and I kind of like it because normally the books that I use for reading journals are small, like the size of my sketchbooks. And then speaking of which, I bought a new journal to use for my reading journals because I need to calculate how many more pages I have left on my current one, because I think I'm running out of pages at the moment because I keep gluing 2 pages together. I think I need to find a way to make it where I use just 1 page for everything, and this thing was on clearance too. Normally it's $11 for one of these. It was $2.74. That is a deal. I'm gonna use it. So I got these. I have one more thing from Hobby Lobby. I could not pass this up when I saw it because it would literally work so perfectly. I could not just walk by it. It is so pretty. You can't tell me this one and maybe even this one would be, those are perfect for Love Arranged. And I could even use some of these pages for my past books that I've read. Like Happy Place, I could use one of these for Happy Place. This is perfect for all my happy romances that are more like on the brighter color schemes, because all my cardstock are darker themes that don't work with my contemporary romances. So I feel like this is gonna come in handy. I got sketchbooks, bullet journals, and cardstock. So the other day when I was at TJ Maxx, I got this dog mat. So I put it on the floor and Willow's food bowl and water bowl will get put on top of it. So it catches all her slobber and the water that's coming out of the water bowl. So it's making my cleaning job a lot easier. I've been wanting something like this for a while now. It's already out and it's already doing its job. I got this clear acrylic stand to use in my bathroom because I have a lot of face stuff that I use on a daily, so I hate packing it up and putting it away. So normally it's just sitting out on my counter all over the place and I don't have any nice storage. Pretty happy with this purchase. My bathroom's already more organized with this being in there. So this most recent trip to TJ Maxx, I had time to actually walk around and look. I got this little lip glaze tint. Look at how cute that is. And it's like a little lip gloss. So, because I've been trying to find some lip gloss that wasn't as prominent of a color than what I have, because the color that I use whenever I do a full face of makeup is like a bright deep red. And then I got these resistant bands. I just want to work out more and I need stuff to help me get back in shape. And there's 3 different strengths. There's extra heavy, heavy, and medium, and the colors tell you which is which. Those are perfect colors for me. Purple is my favorite color. And then TJ Maxx had these metal bins that had just a massive collection of yoga mats. And I've been looking for like thick yoga mat because the thin ones don't really work for me. I need a lot of cushion on my knees because I have had knee injuries before and it does not feel great on my bones. Even with my current yoga mats, I have 2 of them. I stack them on top of one another and it really doesn't work for me. So I was looking through the mats and look at that. They had a thicker one. So I'll probably still put my 2 that I use and then have like this thicker one on top just to make sure there's plenty of cushion. And we'll have to see if this actually helps or not. I'm hoping it does the job because anytime I have to do anything where I'm on my knees are killing me, or I have to do an ab workout where my hip is digging into the ground, I'm in so much pain. That's what I got at TJ Maxx. Lipstick, resistance bands, and a yoga mat. And then of course I went to the mall, and our mall has a Books A Million in there, and that's the majority of why I went in there. I did make a little pit stop into Buckle to see if they had any sales going on. Unfortunately, they did not. I was gonna start looking at their jeans because I love wearing flare jeans and I only have 1 pair that I absolutely love wearing all the time. I had to say no because all their jeans are like $80, close to $80, and I can't be paying $80 for a single pair of jeans. So I walked out of Buckle without buying anything. But I did do a little pit stop into Books A Million. And I wasn't wanting to buy anything unless it was on clearance because I do have a lot of books that I need to get through. So I'm Audrey from the future. I got a notification while I was filming my little shopping haul that I didn't have enough storage because all the videos I was deleting were going into my recently deleted, and that was also filling up my storage. I had to go through and delete all those, so now I have room. 2 books I got are right here. It is Never by Jessa Hastings. It is a Peter Pan reimagining. The female characters named Daphne. The females in her family all have a history with Peter Pan getting taken to Neverland. And then Peter is not exactly who she thought he was supposed to be. She starts getting into the path of Jameson Hook. So I'm interested to see what is going to be happening between these 3 characters because both boys are trouble and both have dangerous secrets about the strange fantasy land they call home. If she loses her heart to either one, Daphne might just lose herself too. I read Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings as well because that's who the author is of this book. It was in the bargain, so I couldn't pass it up whenever it was $6. Normally this thing is about $20. This is $19. It was down to $6. And it's Jessa Hastings. This cover is gorgeous, so I'm excited to get into this at some point. But there's the first book I got. And the second book I got was also part of the bargain at Books A Million. It's Ashes and a Star-Cursed King. It's the second book to The Serpent and the Winged Knights. I haven't read that book yet, but I've been interested in that book for a while now. It was part of the bargain. It was $7. I could not pass it up. I know I want to eventually get to this series, so $7 was definitely worth it. I even looked for the first book to see if I could buy it full price, but they didn't even have it there. So I'm gonna go on a hunt for The Serpent and the Wings of Night so I can start reading this series. So I've been sitting here reading away, and I've read about 20 pages, and I just got to the point where Lauren finally finds out that Junior is her first sub and her favorite sub. It's because he was wanting to meet, and finally at page 125, she finally realizes that Junior has been keeping tabs on her since she started her job. All those years, she finally realized. Now it's getting good, so I'm having a fun time now.
Thing that I need from you. Can you come through?
It's 2:30 in the afternoon. I didn't realize it got that late already. So I haven't read any of Caught Up since last night. I finally found my printed out images for my reading journal. So I am updating that finally. I've been looking for it since the beginning of August. I've been a little behind, like all of this. I've read books already to fill all that. So I need to catch up on it. Finally have some time. I always write down the genre the day I finished it and how I consumed the book, whether it's physical or audio. And then I do an aesthetic area of just pictures just to get the vibe of the book. That's what I'm doing today. So last night I stayed up really late to finally finish Caught Up by Navessa Allen. I wouldn't say I like this one over Lights Out. This one wasn't what I was expecting. It was still good, don't get me wrong, but just from the blurb on the back, not what I was expecting at all. I knew it would be part of the mafia, but I just was not expecting Lauren's storyline. The ending surprised me when Junior admitted to Lauren that he did not actually kill his father, and what actually they did was a little bit of a shocker. I straight up thought he killed her father. I was happy that he actually didn't do it and it was just a cover up. Still, he made her believe that he killed her father there for a little bit. I love that Junior just accepted Lauren the way she was and didn't put her down and even stood up for her to his father. His father was crazy there at the end, and I'm glad he's finally getting help, him and his wife, because that was a crazy family dinner. I'm glad Josh and Ellie were still prominent in the story, so we got to see glimpses of them. It's been a while since I read Lights Out, and I'm glad there was callbacks from Lights Out in this book. There was their engagement story for their epilogue. I kind of forgot about that story. When Junior brought up they both were covered in scratches, I was like, oh yeah, they did go running through the woods for her to get engaged. Like, that was such a cute moment from that book. And then when Lauren tased Junior's father, Josh started throwing up. That was a massive callback. It's sad that it still affects him, but it's also understandable. I did really like the couple. I was a little shocked by Lauren's job and how much it was involved. I'm excited for the next one because it's Tyler and Stella. There was a little family dinner they were having at the end, and Tyler and Stella came to it. So I'm intrigued as to what their storyline is going to be because it seemed Stella was a good balance to Tyler. I'm excited for the next book in this series to come out next year because literally while I was reading this book, she announced the next book, the name of it, and the couple. I'm excited. On to my next book. So thank you for coming along for this ride with me. Check out my other videos. I did read Love Arranged or before this, and there's already a video about that out. But thank you for watching.